Hey, how's it going? Well, welcome on a Monday evening for math homework where we're multiplying by decimals and whole numbers. We did that on last week, and then we were doing it with continued on with pictorial models. So let me X this top part out so that we can begin. In class today, I mentioned that you needed to show the different colors for the groups that you have, and so here we were writing, I had 4 groups of 700s, and so if you can see here in this picture, you had the first group of 700s that was colored in blue, the next set was covered in pink, so the third set of 700s is covered in green, and then in purple is the fourth set. And so if I'm looking at it, I have 10, 20, 28. So I have 28 hundredths is my answer. Okay? And we did that in class today, so that's what you were doing. Here I'm going to have 3 groups of, and it's 21 hundredths. So I'm needing to represent with this with 3 groups of 2100. So I'm going to take my first, and let me see if I can enlarge this just a bit so that you can see each group. I'm going to take my first group on number 2, and I'm going to go color in 21 hundredths. So I know that this is, I can go individually, but I know this is 10, this is 20, and 1. So that's one group of 21 hundredths. My next group of 21 hundredths, I'm going to use my blue marker, and I'm going to shade in this part here. That's 9. 9 plus 10 is 19. I have to do the math in my head and make sure I'm doing it right. Okay, so far, that's 10 plus 9 is 19, but I need it 21. So I have 20, 21, and there we go. So that is 2 groups, but I need it to have 3 groups. So the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to get my next set of 21. So here this is going to be 8, because I shaded in 2 and I have 8 left over. So if you wanted to count it, you can count it up. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8. I'm going to shade in another group of 10. So I have 8 plus 10 is 18, 19, 20, and 21. Okay, so now I'm representing 3 groups of 21. And so the total amount that I have then, it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 1, 2, and 3. So it is 63 hundredths. Okay? So take your time, look at that. You can see that I have my 1 group, 2 group, 3 group, and all I did was add up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 6/10 right there, plus my 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and remember we did say it had to be color. You were supposed to bring on your highlighters or your colored pencils or even your crayons, whichever is going to work best for you. Okay, now I'm going to have 4 groups. And the reason I'm having you write this down like this is so that you can put that in your mind that you have 4 groups of, and this is going to be of 13 hundredths. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shade in my first group of 13 hundredths. So this is 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay? I'm going to shade in the next group of 13 hundredths, but I've already done 3, so I have 7 left. So I'm going to shade in this 7. Makes it 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 2 groups of 13. The next one I'm going to do is shade in another group, but here I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can still keep going, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. This time I did it one by one, just in case the people in the audience were still not sure of what was happening. So now I have 1, 2, 3 groups of my 3 colors, and I'm bringing in a 4th color. And I think maybe this will be too light, just so that you can have a visual on that one. Okay, I'll do green. So now I'm going to shade in. So this is 1. And I know that this is 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then my 11, because I included this one. And I counted these individually just so, again, the folks in the audience, if you were still not sure, I'm just going to count them individually so that you can get the idea of what's happening. So that's 10 plus 1 is 11, 12, 13. Okay, so now how many groups of 10 do I have? So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Plus 2 is 51, 52. So my answer is 5,200. Okay, so does that make better sense? All right, so again, using this in different colors, you're able to see what that looks like. Now, let's go on to the next problem. And on this one right here, we're looking for the product and wants us to draw a quick picture. And so I needed to have 3 groups of 3800s. So I'm just going to draw up my picture. So I think I did that right. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah, that's where I kind of curved in. I think there's some. Okay, there we go. And I'll cross over this way. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'll just make one extra row down here and extend these lines out. Y'all are much better drawers than I am, so just patience with me. Appreciate it. Okay, so here's my made-up chart. And I needed to do 3800s. So I have 3 in the tens place, so I'm going to shade in 10, 20, 30, and then I'm going to highlight 8. It's 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, and 38. Most of you that if you already knew that you can just leave 2 blank because 2 from 10, if you take 2 out of 10, it leaves you, that's 8. So, all right, so that's one group. The next group, I have my 2 here. So I'm going to do, I knew that if I take 2 out of 38, that's 36. So I can do 10, 20, 30, right? That's 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. oops, 37 and 38. Okay, so that's where I'm at right now. So that's 2 groups. If I'm going with my third, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 38 minus 4, I have 34 left. Well, I can shade in this one here. That's 10, that's 20. Uh-oh. So I was only able to shade in 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So that leaves me with still 14 more to go. So I have 24. So I'm going to add in another rod. It's 24, that's 34. 35, 36, 37, and 38. Okay, so now I have 1 hole plus 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So my answer then is, this represents my 1 plus this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this is 14 hundredths. So my answer is 1 hole and 14 hundredths. Okay? So study that if you need to. Remember, I was here. This is 38. This is 38. This was only 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So this was only 24, and I needed to add 14 more to it. So I had to add some more on the side to make that happen. Okay, so now let's look at this picture here. On number 5, we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to draw out my little sketch. Some of you, if you took the paper home, you can draw it on your hundredths grid. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay? So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, yikes, 90. Does that work? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's a little squishy down there. All right, so now I needed to have 2 groups of 41 hundredths. And so I'm going to go ahead and shade in. I have 4 tenths, so I'm going to shade in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 tenths plus my 100ths. It's right here. All right, but that's only one group. I still need to do the next group. So I have, this is going to be 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plus 10 is 19. So I can shade in one rod. Okay, so that's 10 plus 9 is 19. I can keep going. I can add another group of 10, that's 29. So now I have 10, 29, and I can still add another group of 10 because I need to get to 41.